honestly would want to speak to someone like Joe Rogan, that to me is a net win. Like, not only that, I think he would absolutely like destroy and crush him in any respect. A conversation, well, in the mind, in an intellectual battle. I don't want to say that Richard Wolff would beat Joe Rogan in a UFC fight. That wouldn't be physically possible. He's like 78 years old. He's not really known for fighting. I don't think it would last very. Joe Rogan trains like daily. He's very large. He's thick. I do want to address quickly the internet for a minute, because a lot of people are really upset about the whole why would Richard Wolff do this? How could Richard Wolff have debased himself in this way? How could he have participated in this? Outside of the whole being completely out of touch with, like, the internet and where youth are currently giving their eyeballs and earballs to, in terms of, like, metrics. 40,000 people were watching that live. I'm sure 6,000, maybe 10,000 of those were Destiny fans looking to watch Destiny destroy a professor talking about his own topics, which of course would have been something that they would have relished. But tens of thousands of other ones just got exposed to a whole bunch of new ideas, especially ones related to socialism. And I'll be totally honest, I don't completely understand everyone's goals in all of this, because for me, it would be reaching more people, teaching more people about socialism, and winning in the hearts and minds of people, essentially. That's what I think would be one of the most important things. And do you think that this is going to be relegated exclusively to the realms of academia? Like, why do you think Cornel West agreed to go on the Joe Rogan podcast? Cornel West, one of the greatest living minds and advocates for socialism right now. Why would he go on that? Like, I'm sure he's got a team of people. I'm sure he's got a manager who spoke to him and was like, "Oh, whoa, whoa, that Joe Rogan guy, he's really problematic. Okay, he's super transphobic. He's all these things. He doesn't respect, like, our trans brothers, sisters, and non-binary siblings. Just like, you shouldn't do this." And in his mind, he wants to spread these ideas. And I should stop using the word idea. Fuck you, Dave Rubin. You have ruined ideas forever. The word has lost all meaning. But honestly, he wants to spread theory. He wants to spread that. He wants to get more people to open up their minds to the idea of expanding democracy in the workplace, of giving human beings more rights, of destroying class antagonism created by the system and structure that we've created. So he will go on there. And to address the other comment that I got, which was like, "Oh, Lance, you always criticize Glenn Greenwald for going on Tucker Carlson, or Jimmy Dore for going on Tucker Carlson." That's so different. They don't question his beliefs. They are used as pawns by Tucker Carlson to promote their new books or their shows or their podcasts, and meanwhile, just to regurgitate whatever talking points he wants so that he can say, "See, even people on the left agree with this and agree with me, and that's why we need a white ethno-state, and we need to purge the, it's gonna probably get dark." So someone like Richard Wolff, honestly, would want to speak to someone like Joe Rogan. That to me is a net win. Like, not only that, I think he would absolutely like destroy and crush him in any respect. A conversation, well, in the mind, in an intellectual battle. I don't want to say that Richard Wolff would beat Joe Rogan in a UFC fight. That wouldn't be physically possible. He's like 78 years old. He's not really known for fighting. I don't think it would last very. Joe Rogan trains like daily. He's very large. He's thick. He's straight thick. So like, I don't really hold much sway. I'm not a betting man, but I would not bet on that. I'll say that much. But intellectually, yeah, it would be no contest. It's something he should do. But also, do not be afraid, everybody. Do not be afraid. I don't know if you don't respect Richard Wolff, or you weren't familiar enough with his work, that you thought that he wouldn't be a good person in regards to being able to perform in that environment. But also, you have to understand that these individuals, they're people who, yes, obviously, there's an aspect of it that was, I'm sure, his viewers are going to go up, his subscribers are going to go up, his downloads of his podcast will increase, his book sales will increase. Of course, there's that aspect as well. But he runs a non-profit working cooperative with a whole bunch of other people. That's kind of a shtick. He's trying to win I mean that. Like, he wants socialism to effectively be the dominant form over capitalism. That's one of the things he's working towards. And I am trying to do the exact same thing. And in that goal, reaching more people, especially using new media, is going to be paramount. I mean, the right, for the longest time, dominated YouTube. In fact, they dominated everywhere online. Like, Tumblr, maybe Tumblr might have been the only one that had like a very strong kind of like LGBTQ presence, but otherwise every single social media platform from the ground up, MySpace, Facebook, YouTube, you name it, they were all dominated by right wingers because they knew that this was one of the things that was going to reach a new generation of people. If we continually push out all this garbage that's going to feed into the algorithms and all these destroying and owning and destruction and wrecked and all that kind of stuff. And the bar is so low on the right in terms of acceptance. Like, there's no purity testing. There's no gatekeeping. There's like, have you seen how excited people on the right become when they think for a second there's a Destiny going full right-wing arc on the go? Like, if he releases one of his horrible Twitter takes, and then all of a sudden you'll see people like Sargon of Akkad retweeting it, saying like based or Destiny, or Short Fat Otaku will be like base Destiny arc poggies. These are people who he has literally shit on. Like, he has pulled down his pants and shit on their faces. And yet they, in a second, in a heartbeat, are like, oh, this is a great get. Oh, what a get, And I won't deny for a second that if Steven Crowder wrote the most impassioned and greatest apology of all time in history, if it was just like, I have spent a career vilifying trans people, I deeply am horrified by my actions, I apologize, I will make a concerted effort every single moment that I'm alive until my death to undo some of the damage that I have done, I would still see that and be like, fuck you, motherfucker. Ain't no way. There's no redemption for you. You are lost to us forever. And I'm being totally transparent, I would. But this is a problem. This is a huge ass problem. There's a really bad thing if the barrier for entry on one side is nothing, and on the other end it's everything. It's like, you are not a leftist until you meet all my qualifications. I would like to make sure that how much theory have you read? What, that's it? What? No Bakunin. What the fuck is wrong with you? What? You read one book by Kropotkin? That's it? Oh, fuck. No, it's not a leftist. It's a lib, obviously. No, it's a lib in training. That's what that is, Just another lib in training. That's all they are. Every single one of them, God damn. Would you believe in Reformation? No, I believe in absolute reformation. I do. I'm just being transparent. Steven Crowder is just such a shit. I'm just saying this is a problem. It's a problem that's embedded in myself. It's a problem that's embedded in so many people on the left, and we're losing. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. On a global scale, if you look at like giant economic powerhouses, Brazil, India, those are far right fascist regimes. I mean, the US, as of very recently, was being run by a fucking clown who was like a neo-fascist, So it's really important to have these messages spread, because right now there's a huge swath of people who are going to be experiencing things like poverty, alienation, job loss that's becoming worse and worse as the COVID pandemic comes up, and they're going to be looking for answers. Who's going to have those answers? Strongmen. They always do. There's always someone they can vilify. That's how they usually rise to power. It's usually in times of economic peril. So they'll come along and they'll be like, I have the answer to all your problems. All we need to do is get rid of X, whether that be immigrants, whether that be Jewish people, whether that be whatever they want to call it, the evil cabal of pedophile cannibals that control the liberal media, whatever it is, they're going to come forward, they're going to propose that, and as things get harder, things get worse, it's going to be more and more appealing to people, especially people who are afraid, as the climate change crisis, impacts millions and millions of people who want to immigrate, as COVID disproportionately impacts poor nations, right? Like Canada just banned India and Pakistan from travel over here. As these things continue and ramp up, those people will be looking for answers, and we have them. The left does. It's very easy to explain from an economic standpoint, from a materialist standpoint, from the dialectical, what is happening to you, why this is happening, and the things that we can do to fix it. Here's how we can ameliorate it. Here's the things that we can do to change the world, in essence. But that messaging needs to reach as many people as possible. That's part of the project. Not just like my project. I think the part of the project of most leftists is instead of someone talking to you and them being like, hey, what's that Marx all about? I hear he hated black people. You can be like, oh, you know what? Fuck you, lib. Fuck you. Can't wait to go on Twitter for 5 hours and argue with random troll 6969 about this for the next 3 days. Yeah, I'm getting the better at him in my turn-based debate bro scene. I hit the wrong button. I got too excited with my turn-based debate bro rhetoric. But it would be a good opportunity to say, hey, by the way, here's some of the ideas. It was written a long time ago. The world has changed quite a bit. But some of the fundamental principles remain the exact same because nothing has really changed in terms of the paradigm. Here's what we can do. Here's what we can do.
Hey, do you like movies? Do you like Serfs? Do you want movies and Serfs watching the movies? So then come over to the new channels. It's the Serfs Cinema. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Can you do the thing, that thumbs up and comment and all those things that help us out in the algorithm that controls every aspect of our lives? Also, if you happen to have a Facebook account, can you delete it? Like, just delete it. You should probably delete your Facebook account because it's not a great company. But hey, if you can't do that for whatever reason, I understand. And could you also go to facebook.com/thesurftimes then and give us a little like and a follow. We're just trying to push back against the fact that people like Ben Shapiro happen to dominate the platform entirely. And when everyone asks why do older generations believe the things they believe, one of the problems is the majority of them on social media use Facebook. So to counter that, we're just going to be on there too now. Also, if you happen to have a union or a worker co-op or even a leftist project, podcast, website, Zoom, MySpace, it doesn't matter. We will advertise it for free on this channel. All you got to do is go to weareserfs.com and use the forms that we got there, weareserfs.com. Thanks, everybody.
To our gods, I'm Raft and Xander Corvus. We shall build golden idols in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker. Our soft, spongy flesh is yours to command. To our lords, Evan Nudie, Trevor R., Alexander Thaler, Ryan Lubin, Bisexual Black Gamer, Tofox, and Jeffrey Lamb, we proudly carry your sigils onto the battlefield. And to our Knights of the Round Table, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, Multimondi, Timothy Hart, Trevor Janis, Lemmy 101, Anthropophagic, Saren 42, Chronic to Hemphog, Callie Kotka, The Great Pudini, Von Janney, Catherine, Radical Maniac, Ramon Acosta, Encosin, J. Fraser Cartwright, Jimmy Bignuts, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Political Puppy, Andreas Chiringuito, Zach Christensen, Nicholas Marks, Jopi, Josh Mickelson, Melissa Murphy, Todd Buckingham, Todd Lajeunesse, and Constance Joyce Lacheris. We tip our cap and lift our mug and salute you.